let's make some predictions.
Okay.
Give me a score. Give me an MVP.
All right. So offensive MVP, I'm going to go George Kittle. George Kittle had a really good game against the Eagles last year, and he is going to be crucial when it comes to run blocking this week. He had a play against Detroit where he pancaked 2 players. I think it was on the Mitchell long run. So he's going to be crucial there. I also think he's going to have to be a safety blanket. They're going to have to do a lot more quick passes this week, at least early on, to open up that defense because that defensive line is coming. Fletcher Cox, there's some good players along that line. So I think Kittle has to be the player of the game this week. And final score, it's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. But I'm going to go 49ers 23, Eagles 20.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to go with Debo again.
Okay.
I think this is Debo's year. I think he's got that chip on his shoulder. He's about to get paid. He's about to get that second contract. And he's got more to prove. And I think the way that the Niners need to attack this Eagles defense is they can have success between the tackles, but it's a very good defensive line. They can get out in space. I don't know about these linebackers. I don't think these linebackers are going to have a good success chasing down Debo. I mean, just him doing his running back stuff.
For sure.
So I think Debo could be the Niners are going to win this game running the ball. And there's only so much that Elijah Mitchell and JaMychal Hasty can do. Like Debo has to be a big part of the running game because Trey Lance isn't yet. So I think Debo is going to continue to have a hot start to this game. And, I think the Niners are going to give up more than 20. I think they give up 24 best case. And if Mosley and Kinlaw don't play, I think they give up 30, 31. But I do think that with this run game, they should be able to score 34. I mean, they scored 41 last week. I know that the Eagles have some nice pieces on defense, but their corners can't tackle. Their linebackers aren't fast. The Niners should be able to get both Debo and Kittle on the edges and get a lot of missed tackles.
Yeah, their corners aren't the best at tackling, but their corners can cover.
For sure.
And Steven Nelson is a guy who's starting for them. The Niners could have had him 2 weeks before.
If you want to lose, pass this game. Because McGlinchey can't block. Jimmy Garoppolo. No, it's a bad matchup. They got to run. They got to run.
Yep. I agree. And those receivers are going to be crucial also in the run game for blocking purposes. They've got to set the edge as well. So
for sure. VRX707 says Kyle is playing chess, not checkers. He's playing 7D chess. Why tip your hand early in the season to have your rookie figured out in the playoff by opposing defense? Well, we said that. I mean, we both kind of agree that that's his personality. He's thinking he's a pretty arrogant guy. I don't need him to beat the Lions. He's right. I wonder how he's feeling about the Eagles, though. I mean, it's fair to look at the Eagles and say, you know what? This is a team that might be the most difficult opponent of our first 3. They might be better than the Packers.
Matchup wise, yeah. I mean, I've been saying it all offseason that I thought the Packers, they would get blown out just because they can't stop the run game. I still
also Rodgers looks awful.
He looks terrible.
Bad.
He doesn't look like he doesn't want to be there. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how he shows up. I think they play Monday night against the Lions, so we're going to see it front and center, but it doesn't look good.
Rodgers taking a lot of heat right now. He usually responds to that, but he also looks like he hasn't been working all offseason. He's totally unprepared. So there's nothing you can do to fake that. Tony B says this game will be decided in the secondary. Not sure if our DBs can guard Devontae Smith or Rieger. Better run and milk the clock. Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Hurts was airing the ball out. First drive of the game, he threw a touchdown pass from the pocket deep left to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is so good.
He is. He can run routes. I will say this. The Eagles, their bread and butter is RPOs and read option and stretching the field horizontally.
RPOs.
It's not vertical. They're not a vertical pass game. They will beat you vertically if you
They'll take like 1 or 2 shots.
Right.
Just to keep you honest, but no. Yes, no doubt.
These secondary players, these secondary players are going to have to tackle really well this week.
Hi.
Your hand's really clear.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess you can't see me. I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Here's what I wanted to say. So all of a sudden, like the Niners traded up for Trey Lance, and then there was this like grassroots, unexpected Jimmy Garoppolo revival movement. And people were like, you know what? Jimmy's pretty good. Jimmy was just hurt. Let's give Jimmy another chance. Kyle, 49ers, if that's what you wanted to do, what you ended up doing is a lot like what the Packers did last year with Jordan Love, except the Packers took Love with the 25th pick. You traded up for Jordan Love. You're putting yourself in a situation where you traded up for Jordan Love and you want people to say you're smart. Everyone crushed the Packers for doing this. If you really wanted to give Jimmy one more chance, you should have stayed at 12 and taken Devontae Smith because that's where he went. Or you should have just taken Kyle Pitts. Like you did Jimmy a disservice if you think he's this guy who's got a future, but you don't. You're going to run him out of town next year and he's not going to be here and Trey's going to be your starter. So how is Trey getting prepared? You guys, there's no logic. I'm so frustrated. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, Jesse.
You're not taking
certain
crazy
people
pills,
saying
Grant.
It all makes sense, that it's all going according to plan. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I want it now.
Yeah. Will says, how do you think the team responds if when Kyle names Lance a starter? Any backlash with Jimmy Garoppolo fanboys on the team? Just curious what will happen. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation. I think it's split. They might need Jimmy to really play bad, and he didn't do that against the Lions. So Eagles could be that opportunity if you want to be negative.
Grant said it early in the show, and I agree with him. Losses will blow the hood wide open on this thing. The cover will be blown, and we'll see what's really under there, and it may not be pretty. So hopefully they keep winning.
I'm just saying, guys. I mean, if you remember 2015, the Niners won week 1 and then finished 5-11 or whatever. They won week 1 in 2016, finished 2-14. Week 1 is kind of a strange universe.
Oh, extremely.
And the result doesn't necessarily, if you go 1-0 to start the season, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a good team. If you start 0-1, doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad team. So not trying to overreact, but we're just trying to react the proper amount.
The thing is I think the Niners are probably going to start 3-0, but I'm still not going to be positive they're a good team.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not, because they could start 3-0, but then there's also a good chance they go into the bye week 3-2 with 2 in division losses. So, that's
all
that's
6
really
of their division games are going to be brutal. I'm not saying they're going to lose them, but they could go 0-6 in their division. They could go 6-0 as well. It's just so brutal. They're all playoff games.
Yeah. They got to get healthy though. They really, Kinlaw, Greenlaw, these guys got to get healthy, period. Otherwise they're going to have no shot against these teams.
Andrew Hopkins says Rappaport just tweeted, Ayuk puked in an Uber Kyle got for him and lowered Kyle's Uber rating to 4.2, sources say. That is just so rude. You can't ruin someone else's Uber rating. Niners are betting on Jittery to get hurt and have Lance take over like Mahomes and Smith. Last thing I want to say, then we got to end the show. With Mahomes, he had a lot of experience in college. He wasn't lacking for playing time. He was going from the air raid to the West Coast offense, which is a transition no one's ever made successfully. So plus they had a quarterback who went on to lead the league in passer rating that year. So there were reasons to keep him on the bench, and they did start him week 17. Trey Lance is different. He doesn't have experience. He threw 300 passes in college. He sat last year. What he needs is playing time.
Absolutely.
Not seasoning, not rest. He needs playing time. End of story.
Absolutely. And I'll say this before we end. Patrick Mahomes won an MVP in 2018. He said he didn't know how to read defenses until midway through 2019. Brett Favre said that he didn't know what a nickel or a dime defense was until midway through his 3rd season. He was an all-pro his 2nd season in the league.
You know what Favre and Mahomes have in common?
What's that?
They can get outside the pocket.
Yep. You know who else can get outside the pocket?
Get outside the pocket.
You know who else? Cam Newton. Cam Newton just said before the Patriots, he never had to really read defenses.
Right.
He didn't even know how to call out mics.
So easy.
And he won an MVP. So don't tell me that Trey Lance can't play well. He doesn't have to know all the things in the world to be a good player. It doesn't
just watch
matter
Jalen Hurts this weekend and tell me if Trey Lance can't do the same stuff. Just watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jesse, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Go subscribe to Last Second Sports for me, please. Push for 3,000 over there. Please go give us a subscription.
3,000? Oh, dang. That's more than a spreadsheet.
We're trying.